Let me just hit record here. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Well, welcome everyone. I'm Wendy Osborne with the Spanish Fork Salem Chamber of Commerce. Thank you so much for joining us today for today's business series. Today we have William Marks with Facebook. He's Facebook's Community Development Regional Manager West. William joined Facebook in November of 2018 after serving 22 years in the Navy. His role as a Western Regional Manager for the Community Development brings him to Pineville, Oregon, and to Eagle Mountain, Utah, with the goal of building relationships and partnerships in Facebook's data center communities. He's originally from Amsterdam, New York, and in 1996, he graduated from the U.S. Naval Academy in Annapolis, Maryland. He retired from active duty in 2018 with this prestigious rank of commander. William, thank you so much for being here today. We appreciate your time. We're super excited to have you. We're hoping today that you would share any experiences or best practices or strategies that you have had in creating a positive culture within Facebook or within your vast military experiences. Additionally, we'd love to hear any updates on the Eagle Mountain facility and what your future plans are or the future plans that Facebook may have.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me, and thank you for that introduction. I appreciate it. It's great to be here. I love talking to groups that help small businesses thrive and help the community, so it's really an honor. I'll start with a very quick overview of our project in Eagle Mountain. We are well on our way to building a beautiful data center where billions of photos and videos and messages will go through. And believe it or not, that's one of only 17 places in the entire world where that happens. And one of them is right here in Utah County. We've announced 6 total buildings so far, and that will get us to about 2-point-something million square feet. That's about $1 billion in investment, grand total. It will be officially open at some point later this year. And by announcing 6 buildings, that actually will keep us in construction for many years. So there are typically on average about 1,000 or more workers on site who we support through our general contractor, who's Mortenson Construction. That will remain so for the foreseeable future as we build through these 6 buildings. And the data center will be online at some point this year. So we're super excited for that commitment here in Utah. We're super excited to support those 1,000+ workers in construction, and then all the Facebook team that's working hard inside the data center. So that's where we are in terms of the data center. It's looking great. I was there a few weeks ago. It's a beautiful, efficient building. Many people don't know we designed these all on our own. We are about 80% more efficient in water use than the typical data center, and we're more than 30% more efficient in our energy use. And so we're really proud of that, and that's because we take a lot of care in designing those buildings. Thanks for asking about culture. That's really important to us at Facebook. We have a saying on my team, and that's it's ingrained in our DNA to be a good neighbor. And our goal is to give back more than we take. And I try to embody that every single day in my support to all of our neighbors here in Utah County. So I'll tell you a couple of things that's important to us. First, support to schools and teachers and students. We give out grants, a lot of STEM support, Wi-Fi, laptops, cameras, multimedia equipment. So our relationship with the Alpine School District is really important to us. We also love to support nonprofits, and that's throughout Utah County. And we actually love the little mom and pop grassroots nonprofits. And so we just announced $210,000 in grants, and one of them was $150. That was a teacher, and that's all she asked for, and she got it. And they go up though, it could be $20,000, $25,000. So watch out for those. They are announced on our data center Facebook page. So that's the Eagle Mountain Data Center. And those we announced for this year, and then this fall, we will open those up again for applications. So we really love the kind of grassroots, small nonprofits that are doing the really great community work. So that's important to us in terms of giving back to the community and a lot of our nonprofit partners. The other thing that's really important in our culture is making sure people feel included and supporting the diverse nature of our communities. And so we really want to look for those people who, just need a little help, maybe have fallen through the cracks, maybe just need a little support. So for example, we work with the Black Chamber. We've supported something called Who's Who of Black Utah, celebrating the innovators and also Black women in Utah. We support the Asian Pacific community. A couple weeks ago, we supported a college student seminar that really tackled some issues on some of the hate that's been moving toward the Asian community. And that was a great virtual roundtable. We support the Hispanic and Latinx community through a group called Clubability, who teaches STEM and coding, and the Penny Project. We do a lot of backpack drives, making sure kids have things they need to succeed in school. And then we love to support women all around Utah. So we have a program we help called Tech Moms, which helps women get into the STEM fields and back into the workforce. The Refuge Utah, who is just a tremendous organization helping women victims of sexual abuse and domestic violence. And then the Women Tech Council. We love them, and that supports women in technology all across the state. So making sure the community feels appreciated and included, and supporting the diverse members all around us is important to us. Last thing in terms of community and culture is internal to Facebook, within our own Facebook team. This is my favorite thing because I support all those outside our walls, like the schools and the nonprofits and the chambers of commerce. But wow, there is such a great community inside the walls of Facebook from our employees. They get together, they donate backpacks, school supplies, cans of food. We have a food donation program that's going to Tabitha's Way. They do community cleanups, and they support the community in so many different ways on an individual level. So I support the community through the Facebook level and the corporate level, but we have so many amazing employees who just do things on their own because that's our culture. And again, I go back to it's ingrained in our DNA to be a good neighbor, and we want to always give back more than we take. So that's really important to us, not just at the corporate level, but at the individual employee level. Last thing I'll talk about, and I'm happy to take questions. I do have a long, lengthy military background. I'll give you two things I always told my people back when I was in the military. First, every single person from the lowest rank to the highest rank, I said, everyone gets to ask why. Now, typically in the military, we like to give orders, and we give orders, and the reason it's called an order is because you're supposed to just do it. And I said, well, we're not always charging a hill. Sometimes we're just in an office doing office work. So I said, everyone gets to ask why. And that did two things. First, at the lower level, if they know why they're doing something, it gives them ownership. It gives them pride, and they understand the reason for this small task. That task may be sweeping the floor, but if they understand why, that'll help them do it better. There is another positive effect, a second order effect that I didn't realize till later. It helps the more senior people, because if you're a manager and someone asks you why you're doing something, you better be able to answer. And if you can't answer, you're probably not doing your job as a manager. So that forced my managers to be smarter, because they need not to just know why, but to be able to explain the why to all of the lower level employees. So one rule I had was everyone gets to ask why, and you better be able to answer it. That was my rule. The second thing I told everyone is there's no they. I banned the word they. So if something's going on, oh, we can't do this. Why? Well, they told me, right? It's always they, this mysterious they. And I said, no, there's a name to it. And if I'm making that decision, you should be able to tell people it was me who made the decision. But if it's someone else, we should be able to know where that decision came from. So don't blame something on a mysterious they. If you make a decision, own it. If I make a decision, I will own it. And again, that gives ownership and responsibility to that. So I said, you should know why we're doing things, and we should also know who's making that decision. So those are two things that I did back in my military days to kind of, I don't know, improve the culture a little bit. So with that, again, thanks for inviting me. Thank you for all you do, helping small businesses thrive. It's so important to everyone in Utah County. And I'm happy to take questions if you have them.
Well, William, that was very impressive. I want a t-shirt that says everyone gets to ask why and who is they.
Yeah.
That is fantastic. You kind of answered one of the questions I was going to ask about your involvement and things that you're doing in the community, because I know personally firsthand of some of the wonderful things that Facebook is doing within the community to help nonprofits. And from myself and Tabitha's Way would like to just express our gratitude for your care and your help and what you're doing in the community. Lastly, I'd say, that was just great advice. What would you say to a business that's maybe struggling with culture challenges? Are there specific advice or things that they could do that would maybe help them with that?
Yeah, great question. So one thing I tell any manager is every person you meet is fighting a battle you don't know about. Every person you meet has a struggle that's outside of work or maybe inside of work. And you try to give them a little bit of grace, give them a little bit of compassion, and realize that they have things going on in their lives that affect them every minute of every day. And if you can maybe understand just a little about what those are, maybe they have kids that they need to homeschool now because of COVID. Maybe they have a family member that's ill. Maybe they have other things going on you never even would have thought about because they live in a different world than you do. So I say, just realize whenever you're trying to build a culture, even at work, realize that everyone's fighting a battle that you may not know about, and just give them a little bit of grace and compassion to be able to take care of their business and then come back and thrive. If you do that, that's an investment in people, and you're going to see dividends. They're going to pay you back later with good work and loyalty and professionalism. So, at Facebook, we'll be on a Zoom call, and I'll see a single mom with one kid on her hip, the baby's on her hip, and another kid's zipping past them in the background. And, a year or two ago, that would have been a shock. We wouldn't have known what to do. But something now, go ahead. That's terrific. Do all those things. We understand. And, I think understanding what's going on in people's lives and giving them just a little bit of space and room to take care of their needs goes a long way in terms of actually helping your business.
I love that. So invest in people and lead with the heart is what you're saying.
I like it.
That's fantastic. Anyone else with any other questions?
I don't have any questions, but thank you for coming and all the great advice.
Very welcome.
All right. Well, again, thank you, William. It's such a pleasure to know you and to be working with your organization. Welcome to our community, to Utah County. Thank you for taking the time to meet with us. You're awesome. And thank you. God bless you. And you have a wonderful day.
Thanks so much. And I'll see you in person pretty soon. We'll get there.
Yes, that's good. All right.